I mean, one major thing that happened uh last week was not only have we had all these tensions and stuff, but China has for the last couple months been very provoking. So China has done everything for other people to provoke other people to attack them. A couple months ago, there was a battle that happened between India and China, where no shots were fired, but multiple casualties on each side, as two groups of soldiers with clubs and rocks fought to the death at the Indian border.
Oh my god.
Holy shit.
And
Wow.
then we had Hong Kong happen, which was clearly an invasion, right? They
Mhm.
broke the treaty with Great Britain about
Yeah.
Hong Kong 2050. So that was the whole thing, that Hong Kong would be turned over in 2050, but it's supposed to remain a two-party state, which it's slowly been stifled and shut down now, 20 years too early. And now China has openly said, when we take Taiwan, not if, but when, if anyone interferes, our first response will be a nuclear missile sent your way.
It
So,
also said, sorry, go ahead.
yeah, and no, I was just going to. So for us, that can be a little off putting since the Ronald Reagan, I believe the Queen Elizabeth, which is the UK, and Australia are all hanging out with Japan outside of Taiwan. So if anything happened to Taiwan, those four countries would immediately respond and I guess would be attacked by a nuclear missile.
Oh.
So here's the world, right? It's round. If you're a true millennial, you know that reference. Yeah, China has also said like they'll say they'll try to achieve unification by peaceful means, blah 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 blah. But they also go on to say, and I quote, "Those who forget their heritage, betray their country, and seek to break up their country will come to no good end." Like that's a threat. That is a threat.
Mm-hmm.
So Taiwan has there's a few reasons Taiwan's a thorn in China's side. For one, they're a big standout, right? They are also, I don't know if you know much about when the Communist Party took over China, the ruling family fled to Taiwan. So in some eyes in the people of Asia, that the true ruling class of China is actually in Taiwan. So that's where the joke of East Taiwan comes in.
Oh.
So the government of Taiwan was the opponents to the Communist Party of China. So that's
I
what.
know that.
And also, Taiwan is the only thing that really stopping China from also absorbing into Japan's territory. So, if they want to continue to, grow, they need Taiwan and Japan for vast technology resources plus vast financial resources.
I mean that's where all processors are made. That's where the microprocessor market is.
So on one side we have, so far the line's been kind of drawn and people have taken sides. India, Australia, Japan, the US, and Taiwan have all said they will stand together. And Russia and China, Iran have all said that they will stand together.
Oh. Iran.
And yeah, over last week when China actually flew over 100 planes into Taiwanese airspace, it provoked Taiwan to pretty much scramble and start preparing for war. And as their president said, she will not bow to the Chinese party and they will fight to the last man standing.
No matter how the wind howls, a mountain will not bow.
Her quote was almost like that.
I literally got those vibes, and you said it. Like, that was so creepy.
So on one side, I believe Mongolia is on the side of Taiwan. So there you go. The Mongolian Navy will be there to help.
Isn't
The
it landlocked?
the only landlocked navy in the world. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What about Canada's?
Canada has ocean on both sides of the country.
No, I know that, but Canada has a navy.
Yeah, well, I don't know, man. Canada right now is not doing too well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Justin Trudeau is very communistic in his rulings. So, I don't know. This might be, have you ever heard the story about Mexico during World War II?
Mm-mm.
No.
So, Germany had sent a secret letter to Mexico and said, "Would you please join us and attack the US and distract them while we're doing our thing?" Well, Mexico actually ended up telling the US, and it was one of the deciding factors into the US joining the European warfront.
Ah.
Mexico was like, nah, bro. Like, that's completely north of me. Like, what are you thinking?
Well, during the Mexican-American War, the U.S. government did march into the, Mexico City to the capital, and they did take over entire Mexico. But then they said, "No, we're good. Y'all can have this back." Bye, and left. I always say they should have just kept the Mexico at that point. We could have had what, like 70 states at this point? How many states are in Mexico? Or how many provinces?
16.
16.
Another colonizer taking over Mexico. Just what we needed.
Hey, they provoked it, okay?
No, to be fair, Mexico took a lot of the ideology from Spain, so like Mexico swung big dick around like it owned the place, and that was the proper response from the United States. But I do know that the United States did aid in World War II.
I hope so.
Yeah, they did.
I think Japan really learned that lesson with U.S. aided in World War II.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, that's funny.
Poor Peach. You mean that Mexico did aid the U.S. in World War II?
Yeah,
Is that what you're saying?
That's what I meant. Sorry.
Oh,
I'm all over the
okay.
place. Sorry,
I got you.
guys.
Okay,
Sorry,
I was like, I hope that you do know that. I
My
should
bad.
have
The
known
U.S.
better.
won?
We were in a war.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I would suggest looking at a lot of the parallels, right?
Mm.
So 2008, you had the financial crash. 1919, you had the financial crash. I know they're not the exact dates, but just leading in. Then you had pandemic, and it led to a lot of desperation worldwide, and people lashed out and reached out. So
This is why all of our rulers need to know history. Like, we don't want history repeating itself, especially the bad parts of history.